a day per week to work. So it was taking around an hour to go to work by bus, and it was taking about an hour and a half or 2 hours to go to home from work by bus again. So I started to go by bike. I was going in the same time. It's taking me an hour as well, same as a bus. On the way back by bike, it took me by bike around 45 minutes, and the bus was taking 1 hour. So for me, it's much, much faster. At the same time, it's giving me chance to do sport. Maybe all of us is having tight schedule. They don't have time to go to gym and things like that. So this is the way you just start doing sport while transporting. As the same as we reduce traffic jam, we reduce the pollution, we reduce the problem that we face because of there is no parking slots. So there is many benefits that will be reflected on the community once we start cycling as one of the habits around.
Lobna, how do you see biking as a means of transportation in Cairo?
Okay, I found it a very interesting one. Interesting because, like Aiman said, you reduce your time and we work a lot. We have lots of duties across the day, so you really have more time to do other stuff and still be happy as one of our values and be more healthier and better. And
how can we promote this among Egyptians?
I think it's our network. When people see you actually doing this, people always think that this is like you're going from Du'i to Nusra City. It's a lot of distance. But when actually they see you doing it and it's achievable, it's doable, and you can maintain your life, I think it would be very contagious. Everybody would do it. Through Facebook, even you can see lots of events nowadays spreading the vibes and awareness for it. People are finding very interesting. When you go to North Coast, you can do the same. You can do rides across the sea. It was very pleasant.
Right, we're then going for a short break, and we'll be back to continue our interesting discussion on biking. Welcome back, and once again I would like to welcome my guests Aiman Said and Lobna Samman. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Aiman, would you tell me about the coming tours? What are your plans for the future in this sport?
Okay, we are having a lot of tours across the calendar in Egypt and in other countries because, as I told you, there is 25 communities around the world. However, the main events for Egypt are we're going to have a race in November because some guys would love the sense of competition. So we're going to have a healthy competition through a race in November. And in early January, we're going to have a tour from Aswan to Luxor.
Right.
And we believe in this tour, we're going to have a lot of guys from Europe. And we're going to have another tour in March. It's going to start from Amman. And we'll go through Dead Sea and Petra and Wadi Rum and Aqaba and Taba and Basata and Dahab and Sharm. It will last for starting from 6 to 11 March. And then we're going to have a Grand Europe tour in June, which is going to start from Venice. It will be very similar to 2009. We'll start from Italy to Switzerland to Liechtenstein and then Austria and then Germany.
It's all in Europe?
Yeah, it's all in Europe, and it's going to be crossing the Alps. So it's going to be a challenge.
Right. Would you tell me how can people know about it? Do you have a certain site? How can people reach you, people who would like to join, for example?
Yeah, it's very simple. We have a Facebook page. It's called GBI Egypt Team. GBI stands for Global Biking Initiative. Anyone can join. Anyone will be able to find events across the week because we don't just have events in the weekend. The events are through weekend and weekdays. So, for example, we're going to have events on Friday and Saturday.
Right.
And at the same time, there is events in the districts. So once you finish work, and every Sunday we are having a spinning class in Maadi. Every Monday we're having a night training in Rihab. Every Tuesday we have a night training in Sheikh Zayed. Every Wednesday we have a night training in Maadi. So these trainings are keeping the guys moving around, and then they can join on the trainings on the weekend. They just will be able to check all this on the Facebook page, which is GBI Egypt Team.
Right. Would you tell me what are your plans, Lobna, for the future in this sport?
Okay. Basically, I would be working on expanding the distance that I am currently doing through going through the weekend trips, which is basically Alex Road and Ain Sokhna. And then I'll get prepared for the one that Aiman was talking about, that is in Aswan. The good thing about it that anyone can join such trips, because there is a long route and there is a short route. If you are very flexible and you have a very high fitness, you can do the long route. If you are still taking baby steps and working upon it, you can use the short route. So I think I can grab lots of friends as well.
Right. Aiman, you spoke about tourism as a theme for your for your initiative. Would you tell me more about this?
Yeah, we found that once we went to Europe and starting the tours right there, it was not just a cycling tours for us. We wanted to cycle and to explore Europe. And then year after year, we found that if we did tours in Egypt, it will be having the same feeling for Europeans. Once they come, they will not cycle only, however, they will have a lovely vacation with their families. So we started to promote the concept, and we found that the concept is appealing a lot for them. So, and the tour that we had from Aswan to Luxor and last year, there was guys from Egypt and from UK and from Korea. And then the other tour that we had in March, from Petra to Sharm el-Sheikh, it has guys from 6 nationalities. So we are running into that with support from Egyptian Tourism Authority. They are giving us big support because they believe that would be one of the tourism arm in Egypt. Because it's not successful a lot in Egypt so far. However, in other countries like Europe, yeah, it's getting a lot of tourists for that. We believe within few years, we'll be having a lot of guys from Europe and other countries coming to visit these tours, to join us cycling and the lovely places across Egypt and the yellow landscape, and they will enjoy it. We believe this year, we're gonna have a lot of guys from Europe than last year.
Right. Would you tell me about the pre-tour arrangements? What are the most important aspects in deciding the timing of the trip, the route that you pass through? Are there any special preparations?
Okay. Basically, I'll take from my point of view, and Aiman would definitely add. My experience was that everything was very well planned. They did a checklist. They were making sure that any routes, if you are doing it outside Egypt, that we cannot, it's not within Ramadan or within a time that we cannot cycle with along fasting. They did us, they give us some sort of a notice before it to make sure that you can prepare your stuff, prepare all the things that they have on their checklist, registrations, assessment for your fitness, making sure that you are assigned to the best team leader who can enhance and align everyone on the team with the same pace and distance. So my experience, it was very good. It was very well planned.
Yes, and
Aiman, I would also like you to add more on the special flat grounds. Do you pick routes, special routes that are flat and safe, or never mind? You just pick the route.
For sure we mind. Being flat is not the criteria. In fact,
Right.
A lot of guys do love the challenges. So yeah,
So even if it's not flat, no problem.
We go flat, we
You
go
can
uphills.
go
However, it should be safe. So what we do is we integrate local communities in everything. So for example, once we went to Luxor and Aswan, we stay a day in an European village right there. We start buying stuff from the people in there. We started to make the business move on around. So the people will love our existence in this place. The same we did in Sinai. So in Sinai, we get the support cars from the Bedouin guys right there. We ask them to build tents for us for breaks across the route. So getting the local communities integrated will ensure the support of the local communities and will ensure they will guarantee the safety of us. So yeah, it's safety is a very important pillar. We work on it, as well as having a route which is not about being flat or hilly as much as being running through amazing places.
Right. How about the group gear? Should there be an escort with all the gear and equipment and supplies? What kind of gear and supplies should be there?
Every cyclist will be having his own spare parts and gears. However, we always get on the tours a technician with us from one of the bike supplies in Egypt They support us with the spare parts, they support us with the gears, they support us with the technical maintenance and everything. So if someone is not having the enough experience to fix his bike, we will be doing that for him.
Would you tell me about your future plans?
In fact, our plans is getting more and more guys within the community, growing in fact, because we have 5 values I will be telling you, but one of these values is grow. And growing is very important because we believe that once we reach a critical mass, we will be able to get what we need. What we need is having cycling routes, cycling lanes on the street, having regulations that would support us to be able to cycle across Cairo streets and everywhere around. So yeah, this is the main target. Once we reach this critical mass, we'll be a lot in the streets. I believe we'll be having what we need, which is a cycling lane by the end of the day.
Right, and do you expect Egypt one day to be a place where people are using cycling as a main means of transportation, like we see in other countries, like for example Holland, in Amsterdam?
We actually hope for this, and I think 5 years ago it wasn't the same. We are getting better. People are changing their mindsets. People are more open to different things and being more sports are something that they are interested. Yes,
people are more sports oriented by time.
Yes, outdoor sports especially.
Yes,
right.
And I will not say that I'm expecting that things will turn around in Egypt to be like Netherlands. I'm sure that will happen one day, because Netherlands didn't start like just they woke up in the morning and they found that there is cycling lanes everywhere. They struggled and they went through what we are going through right now, and I believe we will be there one day.
We hope so. Aiman and Lobna, Samman, many thanks for being with us, and we wish you all the best.
Thank you, Naveen.
Thank you.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, with this we wrap up this edition of Today's Youth. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International.